Please be advised that Little Miss Recap contains adult language.
Being late is a personality trait for her.
So sorry.
Are you usually on time?
I don't know. No?
Literally never.
Perfect.
Don't be afraid to be as forward and transparent as Becca is. Tell her often how beautiful her brain is, and you will soon find out that she is the coolest, nerdiest sex vixen you've ever met.
Hi everyone, welcome to Little Miss Recap, the podcast where we realize half of the mothers on this show are our age or younger.
Oh my god, I know.
It used to be like when Married at First Sight would, show the parents or whatever, they were like old people.
Old, I know. No, now we're the old
Orion's
people.
mother, I think, is like 10 years younger than me.
I know. Or she looks really amazing for her age, and I need to know what her secret is because that was wild.
On a scale of teen mom to golden bachelor, I think we're closer to golden bachelor.
You know, my kids told everyone I was a teen mom, which I wasn't.
No, you weren't.
From the time they were like, till they really like, from as long as they could understand what a teen mom meant, like that what they used to joke, and then I'd be like, no, I wasn't, and then they would do it like even more to embarrass me. So
no
we'd be
shade
at,
to
like,
teen moms. I just want to say that my mom was a teen mom. We respect
no,
teen
of
moms.
course not. My sister was a teen mom. Like, no.
Yep.
But I really, like, I genuinely wasn't. But we'd be at, like, I don't
Were you
know.
like, I was a whore, but I wasn't a teen mom.
We'd be at, like, I don't know, a random school function, and they'd be like, you were a teen mom. And I'd be like, no, I wasn't. Like,
Okay. All right.
they would just do it to embarrass me. And now it's like a thing. They still do it.
Okay.
Jerks.
Love those kids. My name's Amy Archer. I'm your host of this shit show that we're driving today, this van of craziness.
Wow.
And I'm here with my best friend, my sister wife, Steph. Hi, Steph.
What's up, everybody?
What's
What up,
going on? I have to tell everybody my blood pressure journey.
Yeah,
this week.
what the hell, guys? Let me just say, I woke up at like 2:00 in the morning and saw a message from Amy that I was like, do I respond to this now and freak her out, or do I wait until the morning?
So let me just put this up front. I am not going to blame my bad blood pressure on my lack of activity, the fact that I'm 50 pounds overweight, et cetera, and heading into menopause. I'm going to blame it on watching too much Sister Wives. Okay?
I mean,
so let's just
I'll
put it there.
support it. I'll support it.
So a few years ago, my blood pressure suddenly started acting up and I had to get on medication. And then this week, like there's a whooshing in your ears that you can hear when you bend over. So I was bending over and I was getting clothes out of the washer and I could hear the whooshing.
No,
And I
don't
was like,
that.
that's not good. That's not good. So I took my blood pressure and I am not good with the squeezing of the arm.
No. Is anyone? If they
Well,
have, somebody's got to find a better way to do this.
I think some people are just not big babies and
No,
they can
but
deal with it.
Sometimes I really feel like it's going to squeeze my arm off.
Yes. So this I have a bruise from it. It's so bad. So it squeezed my arm so hard, which then gets me freaked out, which then makes my blood pressure higher.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course.
So at one point it was like 180 over 100. And I was like, oh, fuck, man, I'm going to like have a stroke or something.
Oh, no.
So I called my doctor. It was Friday night. I called my doctor. He's like, take another one of your blood pressure pills. So that's what I've been doing. It's been down, but I'm still totally freaked out about it. So that's been my blood pressure journey. And I'm blaming it on rewatching Sister Wives because it's just too much.
I've never had a blood pressure problem, but that scares the crap out of me.
Are you surprised that I do? Because I'm so like worked up over everything.
No, I'm not surprised at all, actually.
Like I literally, guys, I take my job as a podcast host so fucking seriously. When I am when I'm watching Sister Wives, I'm literally boiling with rage on behalf of like Christy and Janelle's kids. I'm throwing things across the room. And likewise, when I find something that gives me enjoyment, like I can't tell you how excited I am to talk about this episode. I
Okay.
called you like on a Saturday afternoon randomly and was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I can't wait to talk about this.
I know.
I get
And
very excited.
I
I'm
know
like
you
a
do.
golden retriever in that way.
Oh, I love those. That's why I love them. They're my little
So
golden
should
retriever.
we get to it? Oh, so my point in telling you the blood pressure journey is I want to hear all of your unsolicited medical advice. Give it to me. Okay.
I don't know, dude. Like, you're not inactive. You walk more than anyone I know.
I
So I
did.
don't.
I haven't
Is
walked
it
a lot lately.
is it genetic? Like, does your mom or dad have it?
Nope, nope,
No,
nope.
no.
Dude, have you read my book? My parents were like super healthy,
I know the like epitome of
totally
health. I know.
thin. Yeah, like hence my mental health journey.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, same.
So all of you listening, feel free to drop your unsolicited medical advice in the comments.
Ooh, we love that.
I look forward to it. All right, are you ready to get started? I don't want to hold anybody up here. We're all here for the same
We're all
reason. We're
here.
here to talk about Married at First Sight.
I'm so excited.
I do
Although,
have a little bit of Married at First Sight news.
ooh, like
Pastor Cal.
spoiler news?
No,
Like
no,
you're
no.
not going to spoil it for
No.
someone like you do me all the time?
No.
All right, cool.
Pastor Cal is launching his own dating app called Marriage Ain't for Punks.
He is?
Yeah.
So does that mean the show is not going to happen anymore?
I don't know, but I'm telling you right now, if he's promising guidance and therapy, the people on the app aren't getting it.
Maybe
Here's
that's
the
why
thing
he's
about
not
Pastor Cal.
maybe that's why he's not therapizing the people on the show cuz he's too busy getting his app in order.
I'm not dissing Pastor Cal's advice. I think he's, really cool. He's got some great advice,
Yeah.
whatever. I am dissing the fact that he's never like what where were you in this Michael situation?
I know.
Why were we not why did the team of therapists not assemble and get backstage to talk this girl into get married?
I don't understand. Like, why aren't they at the weddings?
I don't know.
Shouldn't they be? At least one of them?
I would give anything
Do you think?
to get eyes on one of their contracts because it's probably like you have to
Same.
tape for 4 days.
Do you think? Oh, I totally forgot. I was just gonna say
That they
I
don't go
hate
to the
when that
wedding, that they phone
happens.
in on the weddings, that they're on Zoom? No.
No, that's
No.
so like. But
Dude,
like,
I think they
doesn't
bring
that
them
like
in and they film 4 full days and they're done.
I think you're right. I
Yeah.
think you're right.
I need guys, get thee to a Reddit and find me one of their contracts.
Do you think they were ever at the weddings? I can't remember back.
I mean, I remember in the first couple seasons, they were so involved.
I know. It was like the best part.
And another criticism of this show that I've always had, and I ranted when I covered it with Leslie, is I miss that they don't make them live in one of their houses anymore. That they bring them to this neutral space because that is so unrealistic.
I agree. One thing
Remember
I did
Tom and
notice,
Lily and he lived in the bus? I'm sorry, go on.
and you were obsessed with him.
Loved him.
You know? Oh God. One thing I do appreciate though is that the weddings are no longer at like a Holiday Inn.
Agreed. This wedding was beautiful.
Right? Like they really,
Yes.
I feel like production really stepped it up and I appreciate it because I used to they were always in like a dingy Holiday Inn, like, oh.
Well, it's interesting because you could tell it's the same production team as Love is Blind.
Yes.
Because Love is Blind has a beautiful aesthetic when they're doing their weddings as well.
They do.
Mhm.
I don't know what took them so long to figure this out here, but the other thing I wanted to say though, and I know we don't like to talk about people's looks, but I cannot help.
Do I have to wave
You don't
my
have to
finger at
shame
you?
me yet. Don't shame me
Okay.
yet.
All right.
Dr. Pepper looks amazing.
Well, you can compliment someone's looks.
I know, but I'm just saying, but like, I don't like to be like, oh, she looks so great because she's lost weight because we're not supposed to do that either.
No.
But I'm just saying,
Pepper has had a glow up.
She
Yes.
looks better than I've ever seen her.
Yeah.
She is,
I agree.
like, I heard that, I don't know if I read somewhere a while ago though, that she was like taking Mounjaro or Ozempic
She's
or one
doing
of
the
those, something
Ozempic.
like that.
Yep.
But like it really seems, whatever she's doing really seems to be working because she looks amazing. Even like she's truly glowing. Like she really looks great. I'm really happy for her.
I understand what you're saying, and you know how I feel about diet culture, railing
I know,
against
and
it.
that's not what I don't mean it like that, and that's why I
No, I
didn't
know, I know, I know.
I don't mean it, like, shamefully, like, I genuinely mean she looks truly
I agree with you.
beautiful.
This goes beyond the weight loss. I
Yes,
agree with you.
yes,
Like,
she's
it's
just
something
she's
else.
glowing. I don't know, I just loved it.
I
I was
agree,
like,
dude.
"Oh, look
I
at how
agree.
pretty she looks." Even her
100%.
hair looks,
Mhm.
like, sleek and shiny. Damn.
Again, she's got a lot of
Doctor
time on her hands. She's probably,
doctor
like,
well,
doing
and also,
rejuvenating spas all the time.
she doesn't fucking live with her husband. She's the smartest broad I've
True.
ever known.
True. True. We forgot about that.
No wonder she
Yes.
looks amazing. She's going in reverse. But that's why
She
we're
is
all
going
doing
in
it
reverse.
wrong.
She
Gotta
is.
kick Patrick back into the hospital. Maybe I'll get a glow up.
No.
Not to the
Okay.
hospital. That was terrible. I should not have said that. Knock on something, because I don't need to jinx that shit. 32
Just
days in the hospital was enough.
That's enough. Just a quick announcement that Amanda and I are covering Sister Wives.
Mm.
We are covering it on Patreon, Supercast, Apple subscriptions, however you subscribe to our premium content. That's where you get it. And I had, like, this week, I dropped a sample episode on the free feed just to kind of explain why we put the full
Mhm.
thing on Patreon, and
Yeah.
it's just because we get, and you and I do this too, so I may end up having to put a little bit of this on Patreon.
Mhm.
We just talk so intimately about our lives, and sometimes you
Yeah.
just don't want the entire world to know that. Like, I wrote a
Right.
book, I'm cool with it, but, like, not everybody is.
I mean, I just admitted I was gonna put my husband back into the hospital so I could look better. So I belong in the trash pile
Wait, hold on.
with Cody and Brady and
Shame. Shame.
I'm the worst.
But
Shame.
and we do pump out a ton of content that we're putting on the free feed. So it's not like
Mhm.
it's a money grab of any type.
Oh God, no.
It's literally like we're doing this 8-10 hours a week, and we want
It's
to
a
put
lot.
some of it on a little private
It's
spot.
also a lot of work for
It's a ton of
you.
work. It's a ton of work. All right. So let's jump into this. We are going to start with, well, let me introduce the title. It's Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 2, Rocky Mountain Romance. Rocky
Mm.
Mountain High. Isn't that John
Yeah.
Denver?
Yeah.
My man, John Denver.
Your man, John Denver. Do you know
Yes.
I have such a draw to Colorado? I've never been, but I want to go so badly.
Really? See, I have
It's
no
like
interest.
the mountains and just
I'm sure it's beautiful, but it
nature.
is landlocked, and you know how I feel about that.
I know, but I love a good mountain, and I
Mhm.
just, like,
So
where it was
next time
so
you're upset, should
beautiful?
I take you out to look at the mountains and be like, "Look at the mountains, Stephanie. Look at the mountains."
Yes, please do.
All right, let's do
Please
this.
do. Dear Lord. All right, enough of this
So
shit.
we're gonna start with Emily and Brennan. They go outside. Now they've gotten married. We know this. Okay, they go outside. They sit. They have some champagne, and he's like, "We're both crazy, so this
Mhm.
this is gonna work out great."
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. She does baby talk, which drives me crazy. Like, "Oh, you got me my sweater."
It's
Oh,
so cute and romantic.
this is so romantical. Like Stacy on Love Is
So
Blind.
cute.
So they both say that they're pleased with the look. She's like, "Are you pleased?" He's like, "Yeah." "Are you pleased?"
Mm.
Yeah. They're good. Now she says, Does your family like to party?"
Mm.
And he's like, "I'm 100% Russian, bitch. So my dad drinks vodka for water."
Yeah. And
You might not want to lead with that one,
I know.
Brennan.
All I could think of, Amy, is that how drunk she was at the bachelorette party. I'm like, she should just hook up with his
Mhm.
dad.
She talked about that on After Party last week.
Oh, damn. I
And
never watched that.
she was so embarrassed. I felt so bad for her. And Lauren was on, and Lauren's like, "Girl, don't worry about it. I was drunk too. Like, it's fine."
No, she was
And Lauren's
not.
like, "Not as drunk as you, but I was pretty
Uh-huh.
drunk."
Yeah. No
Mhm.
one was that drunk.
That would be me. I would totally make a complete ass out of myself.
Amy.
And the reason is it doesn't take much to get me that drunk.
Same. It would totally be me too. It's horrifying.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
I'm
could you
judging it
imagine?
because I secretly know that I would do it too.
Could you imagine you and I out there? Oh my God.
Do you
It would
remember
be.
you and I out there?
I know, but
It's
I'm
not
saying,
good.
like, in a situation like this with male strippers and we're
Oh, it
drunk.
would be
Oh God, it
bad.
would be bad.
I mean, police would be called, restraining orders,
Divorce lawyers.
sexual harassment charges. I'm
It would
screwed.
be pretty bad. So, Emily says, "So, do you have it in you then? Like the partying?" And Brennan says,
Yeah.
"I could bring it out, but
Yeah.
I'm not as bad as my dad. Not as bad as my
Oh.
dad." So now Brennan tells the camera, like, our vibes are amazing, and I'm really digging my wife.
Mhm.
She's bubbly. She seems super confident. Then, and I'm going to give you the floor after I say the sentence, they talk about getting a designer dog breed, which is a sheepadoodle, which is a cross between an old English sheepdog and a poodle. Go, Stephanie.
I'm so fucking angry. I loved them until this point. Now I'm done.
Yeah.
Aim.
Adopt, don't shop, guys.
Adopt, don't shop. I was so excited when she's like, "Oh, do you have a dog?" I was hoping. I'm like, "Oh, yay, they like dogs." And then they both like sheepadoodles, and I'm like, "Come on, you guys. Do we have to be those people?"
Yeah. All right, so let's scoot over to my favorite couple. Well, I don't know. Lauren and Orion are pretty great too. Austin and Becca, who I'm loving, and they're your couple.
They're my favorite. I
Did you
love
understand what I was saying about him when I
about
told you, like, I was nervous about him at first,
yes.
and then I felt much better by the end.
Yes, me too.
Mhm.
So he reminds me of, do you remember, I think it was season 11, Henry and Christina?
Yes, New Orleans.
Yeah,
Yes,
yes. He sort
yes.
of reminds me a little bit of Henry.
Oh, do you remember her?
Yeah, she was awful.
She was awful to him.
Awful. She was so beautiful, but she was the most unkind person ever. But do you remember he was like kind of dorky-ish, but like there was something real endearing about him. I don't know that I would ever have found myself attracted to that kind of a
Oh, I think
personality,
I could
but
have got there.
maybe. I don't know.
Mhm.
I truly don't know. But anyway, that's who he reminded me a little bit of.
Guys, one
So
thing you need to know about Stephanie and I real quick is that we judge things on how many bottles of wine it would take us to get there.
Yes. So there have been times we've walked down the streets of Brooklyn and actually just looked at each other as someone walked by and said 2, 5,
Mhm.
1,
Mhm.
3,
Mhm.
and we just know what it
0.
means. 0. Yeah. Not often a 0, but sometimes a
Okay.
0. All right, I'm
So
sorry.
he
Okay.
reminds you of Henry.
He does.
I agree.
So, all right. So we see these adorable people, and she's dress shopping, and she describes herself as crazy with a side of class. And I was like, yes, love
Yes, and
this.
were you a little taken aback that we were, like, at a wedding and then we're going back to the dress shopping again?
Yeah, a little
Like, I
bit.
was like, "Wait a minute, why are we going
We did this.
backwards?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I was confused.
So she makes a point to say that she's weird, and I was like expecting her to pick out like a super weird dress, but she didn't. I mean, I loved her
Mm-mm.
dress, gorgeous, whatever.
Yeah.
But she goes on to tell us that she's like 2 weeks post op from endometriosis surgery where she had an appendectomy. Like this poor girl,
This poor girl, and he better treat her like the precious
beautiful
egg that
little
she is. I
pink
don't
gem that she
what's
is.
the Fabergé egg? There we
Fabergé
go.
egg, yeah.
Yes.
So, but her friends seem to really love her, which I find super
Her
endearing.
friends are amazing.
So, like Becca, if you're listening, let's be friends.
Yeah, I'll be
Like, I
friends
think
with
she
you.
should be a backdoor friend. I
She
think
would
we
be a
would love
great
her.
yes, she would be a great backdoor friend. We
Mhm.
know she listens to podcasts.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. She's our new bestie.
Guys, backdoor friends, you know what to do. You know what to do. Get the podcast in front of Becca. Do it.
Love her so
Tweet
much.
her, do whatever you gotta do.
So then we see Austin, and he's picking out his boring suit because he says he likes to do outlandish things. Like I could see they're trying to piece together why these two were matched. I'm still not sure I see it, but I still like them.
I get
But
irate when people do this. They're like, "Oh, I wanna pick out something funky."
and then he
And
wears
then
a black
yeah,
tux. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no,
It's
dude,
like,
no, no.
fly your
So that
freak
was
flag.
annoying.
She would appreciate that.
Yes. But I'm so irritated. So his friend Kyla shows up.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
that super
is she a
annoying
vocal
one.
fryer?
Yeah, and she's like, "This is nuts. Oh my god. Oh, Austin. I can't. I hate her. I hate her. I hate her."
Austin.
So anyway, so these two are getting married, and we see this mom. We have to talk about his mother.
Oh.
So, like, they're saying their vows, and they're both, like, super sweet and adorable, and I'm loving them. They're talking to each other through it. She gets him a tissue, and I just love them. I love
What did
everything
you
about this
think
match.
of, like, because I always pay, I don't know about you, but I hyper focus on them seeing each other for the first time, and, like, I'm trying to read
Yes.
facial expressions. I
He's
don't think he quite knew what to do with her at first,
Oh, I
and then I think
disagree.
things warmed up to her.
I think he liked her immediately because he was like, "Oh my god," like, he was, like, throwing his head back, like, he was excited. Oh, no, I got the
Okay,
total opposite, but
okay,
maybe
I
I'm
hope you're
wrong.
right, I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right too, but
Um,
I think he was into her.
and at
But
one point, the friends say something in the vows about her being sexy and kinky,
yeah, I was getting there.
and mom throws the biggest stink face.
Mhm, mhm,
Wow,
mhm. Her
wow.
friends say she's a sex vixen, and that
Yes.
mom is so horrified. I'm actually scared of this mom. Like, I
Me
don't
too.
like this mom at all. I kind of
Me
am
either.
worried about Becca because I don't know. I'm hoping that this woman turns around and surprises us, but I'm not feeling good about any of this. So
I'm not
she's
feeling good either, and believe me, I can point out a judgy mom if you know what I mean. Wink,
yes.
wink.
And, like, Becca's cursing throughout her vows, and they're talking, and I'm just like, that is so something that I would do, that I
Yes.
would be so, like, embarrassing myself because I'm so nervous and I'm just cursing like a psychopath because that's just what I do.
Do you
So I
remember
just
when
love
we tried
her.
to do a Virgin River recap without cursing?
No, you, not we, you. No, you guys, full stop a second. Amy, when we decided to do Virgin River, Amy was like, I'm going to put a challenge on both of us. I don't want us cursing. So
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, we're 4 minutes into the first episode and I'm trying real hard. And Amy's like, fuck it, we're not doing that. And I'm like,
Because here's the deal, guys. I keep a little pad of what I have to edit out.
I
Well,
love it.
this one over here with her potty mouth, I had like every other minute written down.
Oh my God, I know I'm the worst.
Um,
I was
Here's the
raised by
thing.
a dad. I can't
You
help
can,
it.
I believe, in my delirium that I was thinking, I don't know, maybe we can get an advertiser who would put their name on this show. Nope, not gonna happen. We have
No.
to be at the mercy of our paid
Mm-mm,
feed because we can't attract
mm-mm.
advertisers because we can't not shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whatevs. But
Anyway,
clearly
go
Becca
on.
couldn't either. So these two both, we find out at the altar that they're both obsessed with N64, which I think was adorable.
Oh my
We
god, I
find
love an N64. I just need to pause right
I know
here.
and I was waiting.
I love Nintendo. I
Me
love it, I
too.
love it, I love it. I just bought myself a Switch.
I
I love
know.
Nintendo so much. Do you remember, like, Pokemon 64 was so amazing.
No,
Zelda 64.
I have only ever played Mario Brothers
Oh my god. Mario
or
Brothers is
Tetris.
fantastic,
Yeah, it's
but
the best.
there's so many great games. I love an
So good.
N64, and I love that these guys are in an N64 and not a Switch and
Mm,
not a Wii. That's
mm,
interesting, and I like it. It's a
mm.
hipster move, and I
It
like
is
it.
a hipster move. All right. So, anywho, these two get married. They seem super happy. They're sitting outside in the freezing cold, which I didn't understand. We could have put a beautiful couch inside somewhere by a
So
fire.
weird.
I don't understand
Mhm.
this, but whatever. They're freezing their balls off outside. She says she doesn't drink. He's cool with it.
Oh,
She's
wait, I
cool.
missed that. She doesn't
Yes, she
drink?
doesn't drink, but she's cool that he does. And she said that she's the friend that will bring you all the shots you want. She just doesn't partake.
Oh, is it because of her
I'm
medical conditions,
thinking.
you
She didn't
thinking? Okay.
say, but I'm wondering if maybe she's somebody that has so
Like,
many medical issues that she's on, like, an anti-inflammatory
yeah, she
diet or
lives in chronic
something.
pain, so I'm
Yeah,
thinking yeah.
that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, good for her.
But, she says that, "Fuck the patriarchy," and then I
Love
was
it.
like, "I'm in love with you. Now we're
Love it.
definitely BFFs." The end. Show over.
You missed the flower guy. Was that his wedding where he had the flower man who came out and was throwing the flowers?
It was. I
And
did forget about that.
I don't know if you'll get this reference, but the flower guy looked like Colty from 90 Day
He
Fiancé.
did!
Yes, and I love Colty so much. Guys,
Oh.
I don't love Colty like he's a good human being. I love Colty like he's weird and I like to look at him because he's so
Yes.
unusual and quirky.
That was the only season of 90 Day that I ever watched. And remember, we would text each other pictures of them all the
Yes.
time.
Yeah. He looked like Colty and
Yeah.
I was here for it. Anyway.
Yeah. I love these two,
I
Aim. I
love
love
these
them.
two. I think they have a good chance of working.
Me
I'm
too.
excited to see where this goes. The only hiccup to this is going to be the mother.
The mother.
What can
I
we call
know.
her? It'll come to us.
Scary
We're not there
bitch.
yet. We're not there yet. It'll come
Cruella
to us.
DeVille. I mean,
For some reason, I'm thinking like she has a
Mommy
who played
Dearest.
no who played Sissy Spacek's mother in Carrie?
Oh God. Oh God. That
forget who it
scary
was.
lady.
Yeah,
Well, I'll look it up. You go. Let's go.
okay. That's
All
the
right.
vibe I'm getting. So look up Carrie and see who
I'm
played
gonna look it
Sissy
up. I'm
Spacek's
gonna do it
mother.
right now.
By the way, guys, if you haven't seen Carrie, you need to see the
Oh my
original.
God.
I mean, Sissy Spacek
It's
is
terrifying.
terrifying.
Piper Laurie? No, that's Carrie. Who plays the mom?
No, Sissy Spacek plays Carrie.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Religious mother Margaret. No, that's Piper Laurie. Yeah, I'm
Piper
right.
Laurie.
I'm right.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think she's like a Piper Laurie situation, but we'll get there. We'll figure it out.
Scary.
She's just judgmental as fuck. And it takes a real strong person to go up against that.
And like you can tell like when Becca was giving her vows and she was like being quirky and cursing and goofy and silly, like that mother.
Yeah, the mother was not
She was
here
like
for
even
it.
shaking her head no, like the body language was bad.
She was like a Harriet Olsen. She really was. Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna go to Lauren and Orion. Do you feel differently about them now?
A little bit.
Okay. Are we forgiving him for birth certificate? Are we ever getting over that?
I'm still not over it.
Okay. I think that adds a whole bottle of wine onto our count.
It might add one or two.
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words.
I don't know, Amy. Like, he's growing on me a little bit, especially after they started talking, like after the wedding and like the ceremony. But I don't know.
Okay.
You know what it is? I'm going to be a real asshole here. I mean, you guys already know I'm an asshole.
Bitch alert, bitch alert. Go ahead.
I don't find him attractive.
Mm-hmm. See, I do.
Terrible. See, I don't. And that's where I'm struggling. It's not like a personality thing, but yeah, I know it's terrible. And I'm an asshole for saying it. I'm just
my
first impression.
Fine.
Like
No.
if he walked down the aisle, I would have been like a Jamie Otis hiding behind my veil, crying.
I would feel that way. Like if Brennan. I'm not attracted. I don't find Brennan attractive at all. Like it's your personal taste.
Yeah, and I'm fully aware of the fact that like somebody would feel that way looking at me at the opposite end of an aisle too.
Of course,
so I'm just throwing that out there. Yeah.
So it's their wedding day, and Orion's bros are the nicest, most respectful people. Like these guys are not bros. I feel bad for even calling them that.
I know they're not.
He tells the camera he's been looking for someone since the age of 13 because of his grandparents' love story. Okay, I have a question for you.
What?
Do you have something like this in your family where there's like the lore of a love story?
Kinda.
Like my family is so riddled with divorce.
I mean, my grandparents were that.
Were what?
Like a love story for sure.
How long were they married?
65 years or something like that.
Okay.
Long time.
Yeah, that'll do it. My great-grandparents were divorced and remarried each other and got divorced again.
Yeah, I mean, my mother's parents were divorced. My grandmother never remarried, but my grandfather did. But my father's parents, my grandma Sally, her name was actually Stephanie, and my grandpa Bernie, they were married like from the time they were young. In fact, I remember when my grandmother died, I was like 16. And I remember they had been married for like ever, but I remember my grandpa like sobbing at her casket.
Dude, I just saw that with Timmy's parents. Timmy's parents will be married 60 years in November, and he just died in September. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's that lore over the family, you know?
I don't feel that though. Like, I don't feel like this lore over anything, but I do
Mhm.
like looking back, like they did have a very good, endearing relationship and long, strong marriage. So,
Yeah.
admirable.
It's interesting how we reward longevity sometimes
I
in
know.
this country instead of actual,
So,
like, love.
but here's the thing though, but that's what I'm saying that was different about my grandparents though. Like they really
They
loved
loved
each
each
other.
other.
No,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
really did.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
so
no.
here's something. So like my grandmother was very ill for like the last 5 to 7 years of her life. She was bedridden.
Yeah.
And they would fight constantly. Like I grew up in this like Polish household. She was always cooking. They were always fighting and yelling, but like in a
Mhm.
funny way, like
Mhm,
cursing
mhm.
at each other in Polish.
Yeah.
And my grandmother would like yell at my grandpa, "I'm sick of looking at you, Bernie." And she'd be like cursing and yelling, and he'd go upstairs and he'd come back down like 5 minutes later with a different shirt on, and he'd be like, "How about now?" Like he was just silly. But and then he would make her laugh. Like they just had
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were the best. But
Yeah, it's interesting. No,
so
everybody in my family's fucking divorced. But
yeah,
anyway,
I mean,
okay.
yeah, yeah. They're the
But
only
Or
ones I think that aren't. Or
but
weren't, I
Orion
should say.
kind of grew up like with this love story in his
Yeah.
mind, and he wanted to find someone to live that out with.
He doesn't talk about his dad though, does he? Like we see his mom. Do we know anything about his dad?
We don't really, not yet.
Yeah,
No.
okay. Okay.
Mom who looks like she's 27. Yeah.
I saw that mother and I'm like, is she literally 27 and he's still 13 and we just don't know it? I don't understand.
So Lauren shows up and her friends are also amazing. And they talk
Mm.
about physical attraction. They're like, what are you looking for? Blah, blah, blah. And she says, I'm looking for caring and I'm looking for kindness. And that can do a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to attraction. But she
Yeah.
does say caring and kindness can turn a 4 into a 5, but not a 2 into a 5.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I
I'm
don't
with
know
you,
about a
girl.
two.
I'm
I
with
know.
you.
Same.
Hmm.
Yes, I felt that. We all get
She
it.
looks amazing. Her hair is everything.
I love her hair. And she goes
Yep.
on to say that she did it herself. And I'm like, my
Yes.
God, she's so gorgeous.
And what I'm interested in is, are we going to kind of see her teaching Orion about the culture of black hair? Because we see him like telling her about the indigenous culture of his hair.
Oh my God, I
I'm here
know.
for this.
And she was like really into it and like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
curious. And I loved it. I
Yep.
kind of hope that they work out these
Me
two.
too. Me too.
Okay.
Orion wants healthy reciprocation and positive reinforcement. That's what he's looking for in a relationship. Like, wow, okay, guy,
Okay.
I'm there. So they exchange gifts, and Lauren sends Orion a flask of rum that she bottled herself in Puerto Rico.
Mm.
And Orion gives Lauren turquoise, and he says turquoise traditionally is a way for his ancestors to see her. And she doesn't wear it, and I'm thinking she might have wanted to. I was a little about
I
that.
know. I thought that too.
Yeah,
Um,
like at least if you don't want to wear it like around your neck, like put it somewhere where you
you could
have
have
it.
like stuck it on your flowers or like
Yeah,
wrapped it
yeah,
around
yeah.
the bouquet or wrapped
That's
it
a
around
really
your
good point.
wrist. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
So Orion is wearing his hair in a bun, which he says in his culture clears his head and presents as he's clear-minded. And he
Mhm.
tells her, or he tells the camera, that his future wife accepting his culture is super important.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna be okay on this front,
me
dude.
too. Me too.
Orion's mother, Tawny, is 30 years old. I
I
swear to
can't.
God, this
She
woman.
really is.
She's just
She
beautiful.
is so
Jesus
beautiful.
Christ.
She's got like the skin of a goddamn angel. Like
I know.
how?
I know. She's like taking milk baths every night. I don't know what's
Serious.
happening.
Ugh.
So Orion says to his mother, who I am and what I'm presenting to the world is what you gave me. And I'm crying.
I know. Me
I'm
too. Me
crying.
too. Me too. Remember when I
And
said I didn't cry?
he says, I can feel my family behind me. And she's like, we support you 1,000%. Like,
I
this
know.
is beautiful.
It's beautiful and I'm
Hmm.
here for it, and I only hope that someday my kids think of me with that same
I
kind of,
know.
like,
I
reverence.
know.
You know what I
I
mean?
know.
Like,
Yes.
oh, God,
Yes. Did
loved
you
it.
just say reverence?
I did, that was wrong.
That's one of my favorite words.
Really?
Yes, I love
Oh,
it.
oh, okay. I thought maybe
Okay.
I misplaced it and you were gonna
No,
pick
no,
on
no.
me.
You used it perfectly, and I love that word. So Lauren's dad and sister present her with some gifts, including a pic of her and her mom, Pam, in a party stance. And she's like, this is who I need with me now, Party Pam.
Party I love
And I'm
that.
thinking we need more pictures of Party Pam. I
I
need to see
know.
Party Pam a little bit and understand who she is.
I am really sad that she doesn't have her mom because clearly they were very close.
Yeah, me too. So the wedding goes really well, and he's very impressed with her.
Mhm.
And she's very impressed with him. And I wrote, he has a great smile.
Yeah,
He really does.
he does.
And the intros are Lauren's family and friends want you to know that basically, and I'm going to summarize this, she likes to read and fuck off to Europe when possible. Now, if you don't know the phrase fuck off to the Dominican Republic, it's a 90-day thing. Okay.
I don't know that one.
Orion says, boy, the experts hit it. And I was like, okay, maybe dial that down a little bit, dude.
Yeah, a little excited.
Orion's friends and family would like you to know that he's a jack of all trades and he was raised in a matriarchy. Like, perfect guy.
I know. Like, all the flashing lights are going off. Yeah.
Lauren's like, oh my God. He says,
I love this.
They say that Orion believes women are strong and he values your independence.
I can't. I'm dead. I'm dead.
Half a bottle of wine, not even.
Not even.
So
I'm
she
not
says,
attracted to him, and I would still do it.
She says, experts did good for me too. She's all happy, which we get you, girl. So they're great together. And I wrote, my faith in this process is officially restored. It'll be gone soon, but
I'm sure by next episode. Yes.
Yep. When they go to kiss, he asks her, "May I kiss you? Would you like a kiss?"
And it was
she says
hot
yes.
one.
It was a hot one. It was closed mouth. I did look. It was closed mouth,
which I appreciated.
Like, Becca and Austin, we didn't talk about their kiss.
I know
their kiss was open mouth.
They went in for a kill.
They went in, and it was long.
Yeah, it was a little too long, right? I forgot. And I omitted that. Yeah.
Mom is probably like shriveling up in her chair.
I know.
If I was Becca, I would do everything in my power to make that mother uncomfortable.
Same.
Just because that's the bitch I am.
And you know what? I don't even think she has to try. I think just being herself is enough, and that sucks.
Yeah. Like, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to be a Buddhist. Oh, I'm flying to France for Christmas. Like, just bizarre things.
I know.
Not that being a Buddhist is bizarre, but you know what I mean? It's antithetical to who she is, I'm sure.
Clearly.
Okay.
Yes.
So, later they sit down and they have great rapport. She tells the camera that he's tall and he's cute and she likes him. And she tells him she's never dated anyone younger. He's 27 and she's 31.
What did you think about that?
About him being younger?
Only being 27. I thought he looks much older.
He looks older. I'm sure he acts older.
Oh,
I think I don't know. He's more emotionally mature than most 50-year-old men that I know. So far.
$1,000,000,000%. So far. I'm just saying,
let's not forget birth certificate. Like that still is in my brain.
Maybe that's the 13-year-old in him that wanted to get married coming out.
Maybe.
I'm serious because that was so disturbing.
Now, I'm going to ask you an astrological question.
Okay.
When I ask you about your big three, and we all know that means sun, moon, and ascendant.
I know.
What order do you put those in? Because I always thought it was sun, ascendant, moon.
I thought it was sun, moon, ascending.
Okay, so I'm the wrong one.
I think so.
Okay, because they say it the way you said it.
Yeah, sun, moon, ascending. So what annoys the actual fucking shit out of me is I'm a Taurus, but I don't know what moons and like I don't know my other.
Why?
Right? Like because I don't know what time I was born.
Of course you don't.
So I have, my mother when whatever. In the baby album, there's the little cards of like your birth. One of them says 1:59 a.m. and one of them says 1:59 p.m.
Okay, well, you need to talk to your sisters about this.
My sisters, Amy says it might have been the middle of the night.
Okay.
My dad didn't remember because he's also dead, so I couldn't ask him again. But he didn't remember because I've asked because I've wanted to get my chart done.
Amy's the oldest, right?
Yeah.
And then Leah, and then Kim?
Kim, then Leah, then me.
So you need to sit Amy and Kim down and be like, look, I want you to think about the day I was born. Were you in school or was it the middle of the night? Like, those are two very
Oh, that's a good
different
idea. Yeah.
experiences.
I'm going to do that today.
Yeah. Okay.
In fact, that was Kim calling me before, so.
So my gram, as you know, was an amateur
know.
astrologist, so I got this down. Okay.
And the funny thing is, not to interrupt about your Graham, but we
No,
talk
go
about
ahead.
the similarities between Graham and my dad. My dad was also obsessed with his
There you go.
astrology and like all the things too. We used to go to psychics together. He used to call me every morning and read me my horoscope from the newspaper. Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
Go ahead.
But my gram would tell you he was probably reading you the wrong horoscope. You're supposed to read the
Probably.
horoscope that coincides with your ascending sign.
Right.
So tell me what your big three are. You don't know. Just
don't
you know your
know.
Taurus. That's it. Okay.
Mhm.
So mine is Libra moon or Libra sun, of course. I wear that with the badge of pride.
We know.
Pisces moon, which
That
is
makes
just as
sense.
wonderful.
Patrick's a Pisces. This makes perfect sense to me.
It's a very emotional sign.
Yep.
And then Scorpio ascendant, which is where I get my little bit of.
That's my dad. This is why I love you.
Yes.
Makes sense.
So those are my three. Now, here's the fucked up thing. These two have the same exact sign.
I can't. How does that happen?
Sag, Libra.
Libra. I know. I was like, what?
Yeah.
How?
Sag,
Also,
Libra.
who can help me figure mine out if I ever figure out the time I was born?
Well, you need an ephemeris.
All right.
So you look up an ephemeris, and what your rising sign is the sign that was coming over the horizon when you were born, is how I understand it. I might be wrong.
Okay.
And you can look that up in an ephemeris, which we can find it online.
All right, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
So
my
maybe
gram
I'll
had
just
an
pick the
ephemeris
one.
that was like this thick.
We're going to look up both of them, and we're just going to pick the one I like better.
Yeah.
Is it AM or PM?
Yeah, there you go. Pick the sign you like better. So she also tells him that he checks a lot of boxes, and she's really into him being handy. And as somebody who's married to somebody handy, I can tell you, the fact that I've never paid a car repair bill, I've never paid a house repair bill. I mean, it saves you so much money, and that is attractive to me.
Yes. So
Patrick is your husband's handy.
My husband is super handy, not with cars.
But that's the only area.
That's the only area.
Yeah.
But with the house, I mean, he'll figure anything out. Yep. Truly. It's amazing. And I'm very grateful.
She asks about the significance of his bun, and he tells her, and she's like totally into it, and they're vibing.
I love it.
They're vibing.
They are.
So do you feel differently about them? You think they might work?
By the end of this, I felt differently. Yes. I'm still on the fence about how I personally feel about him, but I do think that there's hope here that I didn't see last week.
Here's the thing, like, I'm a petty bitch, and I can't get birth certificate out of my head. It needs to go away. Because like we said last week, I do believe he has a huge penis.
Oh, yeah.
He has the build of it that I believe.
I know.
But, dude, you don't tell people that, and don't say it on national television.
And the thing is, you're going to hate me. Everybody's going to hate me. It's okay. I'm used to it. But he's even like showing the world how super immature he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hate that for him.
What is that saying? I need to look this up. Hold on. Before I get this wrong, I want to look this up.
What is it? Do I know it? Oh God, here we go. I'm scared.
So Theodore Roosevelt used to say, "Speak softly and carry a big stick, and you will go far." I feel this way about dick size. Yes. Speak softly and carry your big dick, and you'll go far in life.
Can we put that on a t-shirt?
Poor Teddy Roosevelt. Oh my God.
I'm totally putting that. We're making merch. I'm putting that on fucking shirts and shit, and we're selling them.
Speak softly and carry your big dick. We don't want to know.
I'm not even kidding. Patrick is making us merch immediately.
Okay. All right. Speak softly and carry your big dick.
Literally,
and you will go far. You will go far. Okay. Teddy Roosevelt. Did I tell you that my son of a bitch kids, guys, for those of you new to the show, I have twin teen daughters that are 16. Stephanie has twin sons who are 20. My asshole kids yesterday dared to do a project on the year 1968 without consulting me.
What?
I'm like, sit down and listen to
Yes.
me talk about 1968 for 3 hours.
Why did they choose
Oh,
1968? Did they
they,
choose it?
they're
Were they given
watching
it?
they're watching the documentary with Tom Brokaw about 1968.
Okay,
So
okay.
they're talking about things that happened this year. I was able to go into the Bobby Kennedy thing, the
Oh my
MLK
god.
thing, the Kent State. Like I was into Vietnam. It was the
Yeah,
whole
it's
thing.
do you remember the night a bunch of years ago
Oh,
there was I'm just gonna throw it out there and we're gonna drop it, the Cuban Missile Crisis, but
yes.
we ended up having like this hours long conversation about Bobby Kennedy at a bar with some stranger man.
Yeah, I believe that. That
Yeah.
sounds right. That sounds
Yep,
right. And
we
if by
did.
some stranger man, you're talking about my friend Eric who showed
Oh
up?
no, he wasn't the stranger
Okay,
man. There
because
was an
he
actual no, there
okay,
was an
because
actual
he and I
stranger
talk
man.
Bobby Kennedy every time we see each other.
Of
Okay.
course, and I remember him being there, but
Mhm.
this was an actual just a random stranger man at a bar.
If you wanna pick me up, just start talking about 1968. I'm there.
I hate you.
All right, guys.
Oh,
Now we're
Lord.
gonna go to Broke Down Prince. I don't know what I wanna call this guy.
A ramble flock of seagulls.
Oh my god. I don't know what
The
I don't
fucking broke
know.
down prince is really funny.
So Michael and his bros are super confident going into this. And
They
he
are.
tells the camera that he spoke with his mom and she's supportive and he grew up with his parents being in a good marriage. Now he talks about his looks. Now I will say this right off the bat. Michael is not a bad looking guy.
Mm-mm.
He thinks way too highly of himself.
Yeah, he does.
I'm going to tell you that.
Yes.
He tells us he has an eclectic taste and it's his way of engaging in the arts. And it's very important to him to be able to, like, do his hair crazy or sometimes wear a skirt or, get
Mhm.
tattoos all over, whatever. Fine.
Mhm. Okay.
Artistic expression, we're all about it.
I mean, we know my husband dresses a little weird sometimes.
Yeah. And my
I mean, he's
husband
never
just wears
worn
a uniform.
right.
So, yeah.
Right. Like Patrick has never worn a skirt and like he wouldn't because
Yeah.
that it's just not his vibe, but he would do like he's done some real weird shit just because
Yeah.
he likes to.
Yeah.
Like
And
he
that's
has these
fine.
bright orange like super expensive like loafers that he wears once a year. It's so ridiculous. But I
Mm-hmm.
get it. So like I get this.
Yeah.
I do.
I get it too. And it's the least offensive thing about him.
Yeah,
The
completely.
more offensive thing is there's just this air of arrogance about
Yeah,
him that I'm like,
there is.
oh. By the way, he's 38. I think that's one of the older men that we've ever had on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
No, I think you're right.
So he tells his bros that his wife is going to have to accept his weird style. Like, that's it. But
Mhm.
then he says he likes an ordinary looking girl.
Yes, but he also does say that he's open to letting someone does he say redecorate him? He says something
Yes.
weird. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
that's
forget
it.
what it is, but I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
We see his whole wedding and we see him being left at the altar. Oh, by the way,
Mhm.
the sword and the crown were gifts from her.
And what did they mean?
I don't know.
I don't
I don't
either.
know.
I hate this.
And then they do this. This is the worst. Dear kinetic content. Wait, I gotta be careful because we might not get our screeners
Yeah,
anymore.
I know. Let's not.
Dear universe,
Mm-hmm.
we don't need this fake voice actress who is pretending to like this is so bad on so many levels.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like, can we discuss what happened here? Because when this woman was going through the process, she clearly signed a contract that she would be on this show.
I know.
Why are they cutting everything out?
I don't know. How do you get out of a contract? That's what I
I
don't
don't know.
understand. I
I
don't
don't
either.
know. I don't know.
I don't either.
They use a fake voice, so it's like he's up
It's
at the
weird.
altar. Can we reenact? Shall we?
Oh, God. Okay.
Shall we? Shall we? Okay. All right,
Who am
ready?
I?
You be Michael, okay? So I get to the altar and you say hello to me.
Hello, I'm Michael.
Hello.
It's very nice to meet you. I'm Michael. I'm so excited that we're
I
here today.
can't do this.
Oh, I understand.
I can't marry a stranger at first sight.
Oh, I understand and I respect that while I'm disappointed, but
You're such a nice gentleman.
I really respect that you can't go through with this, and I'm
You, sir, are a nice gentleman.
why is this happening to
Goodbye.
me?
And she runs off. And scene. Like, it was
Amy,
such a bad dub over
it
voice.
was so bad. But I do want to say, if that was at all accurate, he did handle that with more class than I ever could have.
100%.
So I
Because
do
I would have
want
just cried and ran out the back door.
Yeah. Or I would have been like, you fucking bitch, you fucking humiliated me.
Well,
But
see,
no,
now,
like, truly,
if I was at
Go
the
ahead.
altar and somebody did this to me, I would run and cry out the back door. If you were at the altar and someone did this to you, I would stand up and start screaming at them from the galley.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah."
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
would be like, what the we'd end up in a fight, I
Yeah.
think.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
definitely. There would be cops if I was
Mhm.
left at the altar. If you were left at the altar, we'd be calling in a therapist.
Yeah.
If I
yeah.
was left at the altar, we'd be calling in like the National Guard.
We would need a team of therapists to assemble immediately. But this is my point. Where are the experts?
I don't know. And this is where I feel like the show as a whole really let this dude down, because if the
Yes.
whole process, like if the whole premise is that they're coaching you through this, like they should be, somebody should have been there to support him. This was fucked up.
Well, you know what it is? Marriage ain't for punks. This girl must have been a punk.
She was a real punk.
Go ahead.
No, I forget again. I keep having the same question, and every time I go to say it, it like runs out of my head. This is the second time.
I have something to tell you. You might want to brace yourself for this.
What?
We have not seen the end of Michael because they get him a replacement.
I know. I thought I saw that spoiler.
Yeah.
So
Broke Down Prince, When the Doves Cry. Okay, the reason I'm calling him Broke Down Prince is...
Oh, you mean all the purple?
All the purple, but he's also like, so he's got his bow tie like opened up, like he's a retired boxer or something. I don't know. I'm making no sense.
Like he just had a long night of like sex and cocaine.
And he's like in this confessional, he's like leaning on one knee and he's like, ugh, dude.
Yeah.
I can't with this. Like he's acting like, I don't know, a celebrity.
Like the party of his life. He literally just left the party of his life.
Yes.
Truly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's so strange.
Now, we're going to end with Claire and Cameron. Hello, sir. A penny for your thoughts.
Hello, I'm from New Zealand and I don't know what I'm doing here with my family.
Okay, let me just put a disclaimer up front for all the New Zealanders who I'm going to offend. The reason, and first of all, I realized I was saying Dixonian wrong. It's Dickensian is how we describe things relating to Charles Dickens.
Yes.
This guy is real prim and proper. I feel like he was plucked out of 19th century London and put here.
And it's amazing.
I understand he is New Zealand-ish, and I understand that's where he's from, and I'm sure he represents his country beautifully. But I will always do him with the British accent, a hackneyed British accent, which is terrible.
It's so great. I love it so much. All right. So here we are again. We're dress shopping. We've seen this again. I'm not like, I don't want to do it again. I love Claire. She's gorgeous. She picks a dress that I'm kind of just like, about. It's pretty, but it was a little too, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't love it.
It was no Becca's dress.
No, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to say I love her mom so much. So she's trying on dresses, they're talking. And again, she's talking about her struggles with her body image and how it's taken so long to feel comfortable in her own skin. And she cries. And her aunts are there and they're crying. And then she's talking about how she's prayed for this. And I'm like, again, she must be super religious.
Yeah,
how's that going to play out?
So, there's been mention of this before.
There has. So I want to keep an eye on that because I don't know what.
Closely monitor that situation.
Yeah, we got to monitor that shit. So she looks stunning, truly. Her face is so flawless. She looked like Hollywood royalty is all I could say. She looked gorgeous.
I agree. And I just want to say too, like we're not saying people shouldn't be religious, but we're keeping an eye on this because we think this might come up in the marriage.
It always will,
Yeah.
whether or not
Yep.
you are or aren't. And if one
Yes.
partner is or isn't, it has to be
Yes.
brought
Yeah.
up. It's a
Yeah.
huge part of your life.
But I agree with you. She looked amazing.
She did. She was really beautiful. And I did love how the bridesmaids were wearing like the red, the plaid,
The
from her
tartan,
like
yeah.
Scottish clan or whatever, which I loved. And her dad seems really sweet too. I loved
These
her
parents,
like
I mean, they
dad.
lost a child.
I
I
cannot.
mean,
I know. That was.
and I have a question for you. Are the parents together? I couldn't tell.
Oh, I think they are.
They are. Okay.
I believe they are. They appeared to be anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, so she cries about her brother. That's really sad. The family
Devastating.
seems nice. Her sisters love her hard. You could tell that they're like really tight knit.
Well, the one is super
So-
judgy, and I'm here for her.
Oh yeah. Well, there's
Yeah.
always one.
That would be my sister.
I mean, there's 5 of us.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? So then we scoot over to our guy Cameron.
We need to
And-
stop. People are gonna hate us. Oh, Mr. Dickens. Oh, wait, no, what's his name? Ebenezer Scrooge. Oh, Mr. Scrooge, do you have a penny for Tiny Tim? I can't. Okay,
So
okay.
we
I'm
find
gonna
out
stop. I'm
that
gonna stop.
Cameron came here from New Zealand with
No,
$5,000.
stop. Hold
I
on,
can't
hold
help
on.
myself.
All right.
All right, I won't do it. So I really want to, you guys. He comes from New Zealand 10 years ago. He's 23 years old. He came here with a suitcase and $5,000. Why? We have no fucking idea.
I'm impressed by that.
I'm impressed, but I need to know more.
Well,
so, like,
from what
why?
it sounds
So-
like, his cousin was here.
Right, but it's confusing because at one point they say, he moved here with a suitcase and $5,000. And then later on, they say he moved here to find love. What?
Okay.
If 10 years ago at 23, he decided to move to the States to find love and it's taken him 10 years? I
That's
just feel
like, who's the dude? Was it Mac who moved to Nashville to be on the show?
Yes.
And like didn't live
Oh
there?
my
Yeah.
God. That was
Anyway,
so
go
bad.
on.
So I don't think that's happening, but I don't understand.
Right.
I mean, it's admirable. I just don't understand. I want more of his story. And why are his parents and his sibling not there? We know he has them.
I
but they
mean, they
couldn't
don't
be
want to do
there.
a 27-hour flight just to
Right.
watch a married
So
stranger.
his quote unquote stand-in parents appear to be family friends, but they're not related. I don't know. We don't get enough.
Right. They're
I'm kinda
probably
bummed about it.
So how old is he? Hold on.
He's 33 because they say he moved here when he was 23, and that was 10 years ago, right?
So it's
So I think
probably
he's-
like a sponsor situation.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like these people sponsored his, and like maybe
citizen.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
Yeah. Maybe you're
Anyway.
right. Okay. So anywho, we see him showing up with his faux mom. He picks out a really stunning navy suit that I loved, but it only made him look ghostier. And
Did he look like Jacob Marley more?
he looked more like Jacob Marley, and all I thought was, this guy is just going to float out of every scene from now on. So can you picture? Right. But picture this. I wish everybody could see me. The Twilight Zone.
Rod Sterling.
Yes. And the spinning of the black and white circle in the back, and we just see him like a cardboard cutout, right? And he just goes like this. Ready? And he flies out of the frame. Like, I just want to I want every scene to end with him going.
Guys, what you're not seeing is her just moving across the screen, floating out of frame. Because he's Jacob Marley and he's a ghost. However, Jacob Marley wore a lot of chains, so I don't know if he'd be able to float.
Funny.
But anyway.
So anywho, all right. So whatever. They're getting ready to get
We
married.
got it out of our systems.
I got it out of my
Dickensian.
system.
We got it out of our systems. Okay.
So we see he gives her a gift. Okay.
Mhm.
And it's a stuffed bird that she thinks is an anteater, and she's horrified by it.
She's like, he better be a good dude.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's
I
all
thought
I
it was
got.
cute. The
I
bird was
thought it was
cute.
cute too, but you could tell she was like really put off by it.
Right,
And there's
because her thought was her gift was very thoughtful. Did you hear how I just reversed those words? I
know.
do this all the time.
See what's happening to our brains?
She gave him a piece of their family crest
clan.
or
The
clan. Yeah,
the material, the
thank
fabric
you.
of their clan. Yes.
And
Which
he
I thought
wore
was
it in
great.
his little
In his
jacket pocket.
That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do think there was something a little bit endearing about his little stuffed gift because it was his.
Let's talk about
I think I'm trying
what is
really
her
hard here.
reaction going to be to him at the altar.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. I
Okay.
think she's going to turn out to be bitchy. We're not going to like her.
Ooh.
I'm getting real
Okay.
bad vibes. I'm getting she keeps saying, like, I don't know if you noticed, but when they were talking with her family, like she's literally begging her mom and her sisters not to judge this guy.
Yeah, I think she comes from a real judgy situation.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that's just the dynamic of so many women living under one roof because I grew up that way too. We were all fucking like that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
so she makes a point more than once to like pretty much beg them not to judge him. But I'm wondering if there's going to be a little spinny trick played on us and she's going to end up being like, oh, when she sees him and it's going to be an awkward start. I don't know because we don't see them get married. So that's all
I wonder if it's going to be like a JP situation from Love is Blind where he's like, you're a little too made up for me.
Maybe because
don't
they
know.
do. So
Then again, he comes from Victorian era Britain.
he does. And his faux dad gave him some advice and told him not to. What did he say? Don't be so judgmental, or not judgmental.
Don't be so picky.
Don't be so picky.
Yep.
So I have a feeling he's gonna really be into her because I think he's got like some high standards on what he thinks are like looks. I just think he's gonna be into her. She's a beautiful girl. But
She's
I have
beautiful.
a feeling that this might be our couple that is not meshing.
The
And I think
saving
it's going to
grace
be on her.
The saving grace with her is that she is a therapist.
True. Oh, I
So
keep forgetting that.
I
You're
do
right.
hope that she has some kind of I don't know depth to her that she would understand to look past.
I keep forgetting
his Jacob
that.
Marley-ness.
I do keep forgetting that. And you know what's throwing me is I see how I can't reconcile that she's a therapist, but she also seems like kind of really immature.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I know, I'm just saying.
She's young. I mean, how old is she?
20-something. I mean, I get it. I'm just saying.
Claire, 27. Yeah. But she has had enormous loss.
She has.
Like, I can't even imagine. Losing a sibling is bad enough, but losing like a twin or a triplet or like you know how tight our kids are as twins. They might beat the shit out of each other on a daily basis.
Oh yeah.
But there is an unbreakable bond there.
For
and
1,000,000,000%.
That had to be devastating for that entire family.
Yep.
All right. On that positive note, any other thoughts? Are we still feeling Austin and Becca? Yes. Yes.
Big time. They're my fave.
What are we thinking Brennan and Emily? These two.
I think they're a possibility still.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some partying out of these two.
And I want to see how she gets along with his dad. Maybe they'll do some vodka shots.
And we need to see Austin's mom and Becca. This ought to be good. I like the Cruella de Vil. We'll work on it. We got to workshop that a little bit. Cameron and Claire, we just talked about them.
I'm not so sure. I'll have more on that after we see their reactions to each other at the altar. We didn't get that yet.
Orion and Lauren.
I'm going to go with yes for now.
I'm going to go yes too. Yeah. I think they're going to work out.
Yep. I think you're right. And I think they're the ones I thought weren't going to last week. When I took my notes, I said no to them.
I think the experts are actually onto something with these two.
This might be the best matched season.
Don't you say it. Don't you say it.
So far.
Shame.
Why? Who am I being shamed for?
Shame.
Because they're going to fuck us over.
Shame.
This is only,
I said so
by episode
far.
6, we're going to be crying and being like, why the fuck did these people get put together?
I know, but I got to give it where
I know. But I agree with you. Initially, the matches seem really, really well done.
They do.
Yeah. Maybe they use Pastor Cal's app, Marriage Ain't for Punks. All right, guys. If you haven't already, jump into our Facebook group, Backdoor Friends.
Woohoo.
It's where we hang out. We're up to almost 600 strong.
And invite a friend.
Oh, invite a backdoor
Share
friend.
it. Share
Yes.
share the friendship with one of your friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give them entry to your backdoor for your
And
friendships.
ours. I'm giving entry to mine.
Again, if you want to support the show, you can join our Little Miss Recap Extra, which you can find the link in the show notes. You can also subscribe on Apple Podcasts. And if you don't have that $8 a month, just leaving us a review or sharing the show is a great way to support us.
Only 5-star reviews.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
And say something really nice about me. Because I'm still soliciting for compliments. I need a little confidence boost because I'm not good at this. So someone say something nice about me, please.
All right, Steph, that's all we got to say. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks a lot.
Love you,
Bye.
bones. Bye.